Hi everybody, Rick McAvoy here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Rick McAvoy Photography. What am I talking about this week? This week, interesting post, even if I do say so myself. 15 really useful tips to help you take better photos. And I put a nice photo up for once. I really do need to put more photos on my blog posts, make it a little bit more visual. As you can see, this is a photograph of a building. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Anyway, 15 really useful tips to help you take better photos. What are those 15 tips? Let's dive in. Number one, think about the subject matter. I used to take lots of photos with no real purpose, didn't know what I was trying to do. Guess it's part of the learning curve, but if you're relatively new photography and you're not really happy with your results, you're not getting anything out of it, then maybe you might want to just stop, take a second, have a think about a photo. A few little pointers there, things you can do that just slow you down, make you think, make taking the photograph a more conscious and deliberate act, and hopefully it will help you to take better photos. 2. Number 2, composition is king. Composition is king. Composition is king. If you take one thing away from this video and the accompanying blog post, of course, on my website, composition is the most important thing in a photograph. Of course, correctly exposing and focusing on a photograph, the technical side of things, yes, of course, they're important. But composition is the single most important thing. You can turn off now if you take that one with you. That's all you need to know. Think about your composition. As I said, I used to take photos, lots of photos. Wasn't really thinking about things. Taking photos, I started to, well, it was out of frustration actually. I wasn't getting great results with my photography. I had a critique by the BIPP, my professional body. A few things were pointed out to me. Some good, some bad. Mainly good, to be fair, it wasn't too bad. But it made me think about my composition, so I then decided to learn about composition. So on my bookshelf, which I pointed to before, shall I see if I can find something? Here we go. The Photographer's Eye, Michael Freeman, wonderful book. Composition and design for better digital photos. I could just hold that there for 5 minutes and then shut up and then just let you, I could even, no, it doesn't work, does it? Work on composition, forget shopping for gear, forget the next best lens, camera body, tripod, gizmo, this, that or the other. Learn composition. Moving on. Background, middle ground, foreground. Yeah, part of composition. Composition is so important. I mentioned it twice. This applies to the elements in a photo and of course also to the light. If you can get depth of light in a photo, it really makes things special. Rules of photography. I hate that term rule. Rule to me implies something that someone's telling me to do, I'm not going to do. Rule of thirds is actually quite a good one though. In fact, now my nose is in that rule of thirds. Rule of thirds is great for architectural photography because it's placing things logically in a structure within a photograph. It makes sense. Travel photography, a little bit more liberal, not as rigid, but I also like leading lines. There's lots of other rules of photography. You can read about them wherever you want to. Learn all the rules of photography, practice them, learn them, and once you know how to use them, you can do the next best thing, which is break them, not use them, ignore them, do your own thing. Moving on. Check the edges. How many times do you look at a photo that you've taken and there's something sticking out the side or something sticking in the side, or there's a big, I don't know, bag of crisps, can of Coke, power line, bird in the edge, I don't know. Have a look before you take your photo. Just go around the edges, check. You can remove things afterwards in Photoshop, but much better to not take them in the first place. Number 6 is light. Light is the 6th most important thing in photography. Hogwash. Light is the most important thing in photography. Light is the thing that your sensor is recording. So, be conscious of the light, the direction of the light, the way the light plays in the scene is pretty important. Probably should go up from number 6, but we'll be alright. Timing. Timing, sunrise, sunset, yeah, we know when they are. We know exactly when they are. Or do we? Because the bit before and after sunrise, there's some really good stuff going on. Sometimes better than the sunrise or the sunset itself. Obviously, there are other times of day available. As a commercial architectural photographer, I don't have the luxury of taking photographs at sunset. Never happens. I just get what I'm given and make the best of it. So for all those people who say, take photos, my God, I'm speaking quick, aren't I? For all those people who say, oh, you must take photos in golden hour. No, you mustn't. Take the best photo you can in the light you got available. Don't listen to all these rules. Exposure. Exposure has to be correct. Your camera needs to record correctly what is there. Confession time now. I cheat. I take 3 photos at once. It's called auto bracketing on the Canon 6D. I do the same with my Olympus OMD EM5 Mark II. Snappy title Olympus, sort it out. I take 3 images, 1 correctly exposed, 1 2 stops overexposed, 1 2 stops underexposed. Now the images that I choose to process, I merge them together in Lightroom. Process called HDR merge. Yes, HDR photography. Shoot me now. I know purists will hate this, but works for me. Why does it work for me? Because I don't need to worry about the exposure. All I need to worry about is the aperture for that shot, if it's not f8, where I focus, and, well, composition, number 1 thing. Remember, composition is king. Keep saying composition is king, because it is. Aperture. On architectural work outside, I'm probably using f8, probably using 17mm, zoom in a bit where required. Interior shots, f16. Travel shots, probably one or the other. Yeah, sure, there's lots of other apertures, but they do for me. Don't really need to think about it too much. Shutter speed, architectural photography. Unless it's blowing a gale and the clouds are going by 10 to the dozen, not a concern. Because, sorry, getting ahead of myself. ISO. Lower the ISO, the higher the quality of the image captured. That's all you need to know. I use ISO 100. My camera's on a tripod. Don't need to worry about ISO. ISO 100. F8 or F16. Shutter speed will be what it will be. Unless things are moving in the scene, not a problem. That's how simple it is. It took me 30 years to simplify it down to this. I have a range of tripods and tripod heads. My favourite tripod and head combination at the moment are the biggest and heaviest things I've got, which give me the sharpest images. They slow me down, they make me take better photos. So, another big thing, if you haven't got a tripod, get a tripod, put your on the camera on a tripod, see what happens. You take your time, you compose better, well worth trying. Processing. I have different priorities from my architectural work to my landscape and travel work. Landscape and travel work is mainly for me, I can do what I want. Architectural photography is for a client who's paying me money. Got to get things right. Verticals, horizontals, colours, textures, shapes. It's got to be technically correct and creative at the same time. But most importantly of all, and I just realised now that I don't actually mention this, your processing is, I should try that word again. Your image processing has to be realistic and natural, and you don't want the effect of someone looking at your photo to say, hey, you must be really good in Photoshop. You want someone to just look at your image and like it for what it is, for it to be a natural looking image. Time. Quite often I'm driving from A to B for work. I see something, I stop, I take a photo, I get back in the car, get home, it's rubbish. I just thought I can grab a quick snap and it's going to be brilliant. It doesn't work like that, to be honest with you. Well, it doesn't work for me, which either means I'm not that good or I need to apply more time. And that's what I'm doing. When I stop now to look at an image, I make myself get my tripod out of the back, set everything up. If I can't be bothered, it might not be that good a scene, so I'm saving myself some time, doing myself a favour. But if it is good enough, I will make the time. I will get my tripod out and I will take an exposure as though it was a commercial shoot. Tip number 15, practice, practice, practice. The number one tip for taking better photos is to practice. That's possibly more than one number one tip, to be fair, but can I let you into another secret here? I miscounted, I only had 14 things and I'd already done the title, so I had to come up with the 15th one, and obviously that is the most important one. Anyway, you'll be sick of the sight of the photo of me in Santorini, but there it is. Well, I might change it for the next video, you never know. That's me done for this week. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my blog on my homepage, https:// it's forward or back, rickmcavoyphotography.com. Go to my websites, Paxos Travel Guide, Photos of Santorini. The links are on the blog post. Read the blog, subscribe to the blog. Follow me on YouTube, follow me on Pinterest. All the links are at the bottom of this blog post. Thank you for watching. Next week, what have we got? Absolutely no idea. So now that I'm done, I will say thank you, goodbye, and dramatically press stop on my video.